Hacienda, the double snipe setup is not something you want to be dealing with. And Jeff Pro alongside Irfan J are absolute annihilators with the KSP 45 in hand. You know, I don't know if it's a blessing in disguise or not for us to still be playing on that Season 7 patch, but this team, Almighty, they've shown us that they love touching the KSP, sometimes dropping the Peacekeeper in here for that equation as well, and almost all of the time, they end up with the positives in all of those gunfights.
And now as we start this match number 2, Almighty and LYNXTH, moving it all along, we start this game with Lynx being the attackers, opting for the defensive side, having a very default type of defense here, covering all of the grounds as Lynx find their way at the A side. The opening pick could actually be very useful here. There it goes. Jeff Pro gets the first blood, and now you do see Lynx here actually kind of pressured. As soon as number 4 and blue shut up, created that difference towards mid, that could be a huge problem here. And like now, they are sandwiched, and it's Sendo and Jeff Pro, as you previously mentioned, AJ, do most of the damage in here right now with those KSPs.
Yeah, that's a GG. Heaven picks up the 2 slays as well. And round number 1 is over before the players of Lynx can even get that bomb to the bomb site. Halfway there at the entrance of backyard, they got snuffed out. One overextending Sugus found his death at the manor, and that's a little bit unfortunate for him. You cannot overextend when you're playing against Almighty. You just have to play this slow, stick together, play those trades, because that's exactly what you have to do against a team that can take those 1v2, 1v3 situations and still get that round on their side.
I mean, first bloods are going to be important, and Incendio gets that kill against Steady, but a huge effort here for Aris to take down Shut Up, so that's one less thing to worry about. And Lynx follows up with 2, so there it goes, the opening that they need, the opening that they get. Now they just have to convert here, AJ.
Incendio making one small mistake, and now beautiful slide punishes Purcell. How could he miss that? It doesn't matter. Iris should be able to trade this out. Incendio says hell no. Jeff Pro protects his brother by dropping Ambition. Almighty 2-0 up. Lynx caught in a corner here. They don't seem to be able to break through. But this time round, the overextending Sugus did manage to get that 1 kill. But you can see immediately he got traded out. Almighty is adjusting to the gameplay of Lynx, although they're not pressured at all. Now, this is something that you really need to be afraid of when you go up against the Singaporean team.
Yeah, I mean, their setup is just basically pretty strong here. AMT always have that play for trade personality, and now Jeff Pro wraps around the back, so this backstab right here could be detrimental, but it's a good thing that Ambition drops Jeff Pro there, but Heaven gets the follow-up dropping Sugus. And I mean, the A side's not clearly been working for Lynx, and I think they should try some more options as the bomb gets dropped. This is not looking good for Lynx. Already down to their final 2 players, AJ.
Lynx, Teddy, and Ambition. It's a 2v3. They've got a little bit of a leeway in backyard here, but have to be careful because Almighty Heaven holding onto that long angle, and they do have Shut Up who can circle around from the shorter end. Irfan J already extending in. Ambition, what are you doing, sir? You gotta take that backstab. Heaven moves on in. Shut Up shuts down Teddy. Ambition does manage to take Irfan J out of the equation, but it's a little bit too late. Heaven with the secondary, the GS50. A little too good, Cali.
Yeah, lovely snap on that pistol. Almighty takes the lead 3-0. Lynx, it's been 3 rounds, and I think it's best way for them to just try out a little bit more option in here. Maybe try to push at the B side and get their attacks on going in there, because AMT's been so good at defending that A bombs it for the first 3 rounds. And now here this time around for Lynx, they still go at the A side, and they continue to get punished in here. Incendio with the first blood.
I'm not really surprised seeing the engagements out there on the battlefield, but what does surprise me a little bit is how Lynx is just continuously playing the exact same strat round after round after round. I guess in round number 3, there's a little bit of a difference where Ambition tries to back Sugus up, but they're the only 2 players alive now. I don't know what they can do. It's a 2v5, and as the one and only Irfan J circles around, Jeff Pro takes Ambition out of the equation, and Heaven manages to neutralize Sugus. This is a 4-0 unfortunate annihilation at hand. Lynx doesn't seem to have a response at all, and I do agree with you, Callie. They should be at this point doubling back down towards the B side instead.
I mean, adaptability is going to be the name of the game, especially in Search and Destroy. You can't do the same thing over and over again unless you have great gunfights to back you up. And finally, Took them 5 rounds to make the push to the B side, so that should keep them on going. Using the utilities to just straight close in the gap, so as we go in and get a first blood exchange, now we do see some clear moves here at the B side.
Lynx, this might just be the first plant of the game. Can they get that done as Irish shuts down? Shut up. This is that opener. Heaven from afar has nobody in his crosshairs and just plays this a little bit safely. He doesn't want to take it a little bit too aggressive. It's a 3v4. Almighty down 1 man, but it doesn't seem to have been a problem so far in terms of them handling those 1-on-2 situations. So the numbers shouldn't be much of an issue. Incendio catches one out and Iris just falters on that left-hand side. You do have Purcell, and this push could be detrimental as Purcell shuts him down. Traded out by Irfan J, and Heaven once again with the 50 Gs annihilates.
Lovely shot right there once again for Heaven. Now the bomb is getting defused. Someone needs to stop that. And again for Ambition is the final player alive. 11 seconds left. Needs to buy the time, but Irfan J goes in for the hunt, and Heaven will be able to get that defuse. And again, talk about how we are seeing Almighty so good so far on the defensive side. First and foremost, they win 4 rounds through elimination, and the post-plant retake just basically on point. I mean, they only did attack on only 2 angles in there, but it's greatly more than enough to show off LYNXTH. Kind of a very close situation there for Lynx. I mean, they finally had their first plant, and I think they could still go for that B bomb plant here, but then again, we likely push here at this A side, and I don't know what's gonna happen in here. Shut up now, already making the play around the mid map, and there it goes. Trades are going to come in for Lynx.
Oh, Sugu's doing a lot this time round, and the only difference was instead of going the right-hand side of that second floor of mana, he took the left-hand path instead, catching the players of Almighty off guard. And that's what I'm talking about. Almighty will be able to read your plays, so round after round, you have to switch it up. And if you're not keeping it fresh, Almighty will annihilate. Teddy, good backstep this time round as he takes out one of the most lethal players of Almighty out of the equation. But it's a 1v2, and no slide challenge. Incendio just walks straight in and takes Teddy out of the equation, putting him right back in the lobby. 6-0. Let's see if Lynx can fight for their lives now, but it's gonna be quite a tough one. Almighty on match point, Cali.
Yeah, momentum is currently on AMT, and again, Call of Duty Mobile is a momentum-based game, and with AMT just riding all along, they can just basically run over LYNXTH at this round number 7, going in for the first sweep on this S&D in this game's play so far in group stage day 1. Incendio, great route right here, very aggressive one.
Shut up. Good engagement with Ambition. Incendio slides away to safety, but Teddy does manage to punish him. This is what we're talking about. Lynx slowly starting to wake up, but the numbers aren't all that too much on their side. Almighty with a super early plant and just piling up the pressure on Lynx. 30 seconds to get this done, and the players aren't taken out just yet. Irfan J going to town with these boys, pulling out the boxing gloves, just punching through them, but Purcell as well as Sugu trading them out. Purcell, great engagement, but Irfan J gets a kill from Oblivion with a grenade, but Sugus has a lot of time, Cali. A good round for Lynx, but they gotta do that 6 more times.
6 more times is going to be a tall order, but if they do have the heart and passion to do it, that's going to be very sweet for them. But for me, kind of a very overconfident Almighty playstyle right there when it comes to that attacking side. I mean, they had 2 players going in for the engagements, not with the primary weapon, but the punching gloves basically used to initiate inside the game. And I mean, it's fine, they got that lead, but then again, you would want to close this series out as fast as possible, as we do have the bomb plant here at this A side. A very aggressive and early one. Incendio gets the pop-up, dropping Teddy, so that should even out the game. It goes to slide back and get one more, dropping Purcell. Looking to wrap around and get that kill against Ambition, but now finally gets shut down. We get a 2v3 here. LYNXTH showing some life.
Yeah, but Incendio making that mistake now, you cannot repeat that against, you know, the teams out there on the battlefield. You should have just played that recovery instead, and Heaven plays a cheeky gameplay and gets punished by Sugus. Now Sugus for the clutch. Good slide challenge, but doesn't manage to catch shut up off guard just yet. Finally does. Lynx needed to do that 6 times in a row. Here is that first one, and I am absolutely loving it. The Thai players fighting back, Gally.
There we go. LYNXTH, basically, maybe they are more of that defensive team more than likely, as they finally scored their first 2 rounds in the second half of this search and destroy. So it's a good thing that they are heavily oriented at basically defending this A control, this A bomb site. So again, with that being said, they just have to continue doing that in here. AMT now pushing at the A side one more time. So let's see if they will have finally work it up. Teddy with that first blood dropping Incendio. So there it is. Number advantage in favor for Lynx.
Lynx slowly waking up in this match, but the question is, have they allowed Almighty to run away a little too far? Purcell, this is going to be a great big engagement, great slide, but he manages to give away that information, plays for his life as JeffPro drops Purcell. JeffPro not traded out just yet. Heaven drops Irish, shut up, taken out of the equation, and Heaven hits a double off screen, leaving Ambition all on his own. He gets spotted out. Heaven knows where he is, and with that information, JeffPro takes the final kill. Almighty wraps up S&D 7-2.
Yeah, very dominated victory once again for Almighty. Their defensive setup are basically on point, but that attacking side basically very shaky up against LYNXTH. They give up 2 rounds in there, could have gone for that sweep, but then again, LYNXTH was able to manage to get 2 rounds in there. But talk about how reactive the boys of Almighty is when it comes to taking the first blood. When they get the first blood, they're able to be confident and comfortable more in that game and basically routing around every time and get those flanks to happen. And that basically always threw LYNXTH off guard. And I mean, already said and done, 7-2, you see 2 or 3 players from AMT having double-digit scores here. 11, 12, and 10 for JeffPro and Centro have been accordingly.